So today we're going to talk about something completely different to gaming. What I normally do. Um, Talking about anxiety and like living with anxiety. I want to talk about my personal story about living with anxiety and like the triggers and how it's affected me. How am I like getting on now with like anxiety as well. Um, it all started like last year of school. Last year of school, so what, 15, 16. I remember my first, like, you always sort of remember sort of the first time you have, like, an anxiety attack. It was like, I was off school with a sickness bug. And I came back to school, and it was my drama, GCSE, practice, exam. I just remember walking outside and getting this, like, weird sort of feeling, you know, inside me. And it's like weird, sort of panicky, sort of anxious feeling in my stomach. And it just started taking over, and like I had to run to the bathroom because I was coughing, coughing, coughing till I was sick, you know. Um, and that just continued, and I kept it to myself for like a long period of time that I was having like these anxiety attacks. Um, and literally, any sort of social going out thing, effectively said like prom, going to prom at like with school, before the prom I was puking up because I had my anxiety attack, going to college for my interview. Before that, I had an anxiety attack. Um, it's been something that for a long period of time that I was like, say, embarrassed or ashamed about. Because probably back there's a bit more stigma about like having anxiety and people like not saying nice things about it. Um, so that's where it all really started. It's a battle that is really hard sometimes, and yeah, it's you know it can be difficult some days. Some days are good, some days can be bad. Um, it's something that over the last couple of years that I'm doing well. I'm winning the battle. And I just want to talk about the triggers about it as well, like what could trigger it. Like it could be completely like silly things sometimes, like if you worry about something like going to work, or you have something in your mind about work, which can trigger it. If you're going out for drinks with your friends, can trigger it. If you're going out with work colleagues for a meal, trigger it. It could be completely anything. That could trigger it, like anything. And it's horrible because when I first started having it, I didn't like tell nobody. I told like probably my family, and that was it. Probably over the past couple of years, I've been more open about it and spoken to like friends and people that I've like gained with and met like online as well, who have really sort of been really supportive about it as well. Um, and where I am now to where I was like 2 years ago, amazing. Like I went through a difficult time, went had a really bad time, like professionally at work, and I remember one time just sitting on the bench, just having an anxiety attack after like getting negative after negative after negative review. Just getting really bad comments about my work and what I disagreed with. I just remember sitting on the park bench having an anxiety attack. Um, and it's taken me a long time to get myself back on track and really sort of get myself out there. And I say right now that I'm 100% better and 100% doing well. But some days you do have bad days. Some days you do have bad days, and it's hard sometimes. That it's okay to have bad days sometimes. And just like for me, the best thing I can do is talk about it now. I used to sort of just not talk about it and it make it worse. Like the worst thing I do is keep it in. I think I'm lucky where I have family that I can talk to, I have friends that I can talk to, and I also have people who like my streaming friends and Nuclear Viking guys as well that I can talk to about these sort of things as well. Um, that the best thing you can do is talk to someone, and you know they'll listen. They can listen and get it off your chest. If you worry about something, talk. Just talk. No matter who it is, just let it out and talk to someone. That's what like I used to be so ashamed of myself, like about having anxiety and just hide away. So hide in my flat. Like the worst thing I can do is let my anxiety win. And um, it's it sucks having anxiety. It sucks because it's crippling, and it's you never know what's going to happen. Like you could be going through, like I can go through months and months and months feeling really good, and really happy, and then one day, boom, anxiety's here, and it's like shit. And the worst thing I can do is let anxiety win and stop me from doing something I want to do. Because if I let it win and stop me from doing something that I know that it's made me worse in the long run. So how to deal with it? I keep busy. I really do try my best to keep busy, and always try my own positive about like life, and really put myself into work and streaming. It's enjoying the little things, and like if you have something that you like, when you're so busy, sometimes you have anxiety. Sometimes like it sucks. It does suck having anxiety because it stops you from doing so many things. It stops me from going and having a drink with my friends. Stops me from going to certain work meals, and sometimes it's something that over the past 2 years that I've really, really seen an improvement in myself. Like I became a content creator, Rambo DRS. And you probably think what you have anxiety, you probably make yourself worse. But like going on stream and just talking about these sort of things, and meeting people who are going through the same sort of thing as well, and it's made me more confident becoming a content creator. Like doing a talk show, the Rambo show. Like I remember the first one I've ever done, I was proper anxious about it, but doing it for nearly 8 months now, 10 months, or whatever, 8 months. It's made me more confident, in speaking in public. Something I used to be conscious about, speaking, and just it's something that I always hide away from, like speaking in public, and something that now I'm more confident that being in that sort of situation that I can talk, like doing a talk show now, like most weeks, I feel confident in that. So little things like also like with streaming, I had to go to Scotland. I never really gone that far away from home. First year, the first day was a struggle. The first day was tough. The second year, like the first year, I was avoided people I knew, people I known for like a year or so. On the first day, because I felt really anxious about it, and the worst feeling in the world is when you feel anxious and you just want to keep it away from everybody. And I remember thinking to myself this year, like, it ain't gonna happen again. It ain't gonna happen. I've worked so much, on myself and being confident in what I do and who I am now, that this year I wanted to go there and just be Dave, be myself, and people meet like, Dave, the confident person for the first time. And especially at the park, and there's no like better feeling than doing that. There's no better feeling than coming home and I've done it. I've beaten the demons, and beaten anxiety for the weekend. Like it's amazing, amazing feeling, and it's no better feeling. Like it's made me so much more confident by doing things by myself. It's amazing. I keep saying amazing, but it is. Things like that, like going into your work appraisal when you're feeling confident in it and talking and speaking clearly, because sometimes I do speak like 20 miles per hour. So it's doing that, little things like that. It's amazing to feel more confident in situations like that. Like, so how do battle it? How do I battle anxiety? I said it earlier, like just positive. And talking, like the best thing I say, any advice to anybody is talking. But for me, like I never talked about it. I never talked about it in the early stages, and it probably made me worse. Yeah, but maybe it probably did. So I'm glad that now I'm definitely 100% more open about it, and I talk to people about it like weekly, daily, sometimes as well. So something I really want to do today is just do this video, and it's something completely that I haven't written anything down. I just wanted to do it off, my off like improv way, really. But yeah, so if you've got any sort of questions or anything you want to ask me, feel free to put it in the comments. But that's something I really want to do today. So thanks guys for listening, and yeah, see you guys soon. Cheers.